guys, what's going on? All right, it's another one with Levi Apparel. All right, so that's a little bit better. All right, so we got another video, and what I'm going to be talking about is, they put my second headphone on. If you're here, like and subscribe. Again, this is Levi Apparel. We got a lot of things going on. All right. So, in case you haven't noticed, there's been a lot of inactivity in the channel, and part of the reason is because, man, I just been really busy with life and what's going on. So the blogging has kind of slowed down. This is like in a way for me to like be able to, how can I say it? Yeah, so the real reason why I started blogging on this like ride along in a way with me, where I'm driving and talking about the channel, is because I know some of the viewers want to like know me, want to like see me and actively be involved in like live in the first place, and also to say things and be accountable for it. But the live doesn't seem to be all that. I don't know if it's because of the phone, but yeah. Anyways, excuse me. Excuse me again. So. To the 9 to 5. Yeah. If you're here, like and subscribe. Just Levi Apparel. Just gonna be telling you about some activities that's going on. Yeah, so I think in this like t-shirt apparel business, when you're doing the at-home shop, sometimes you get a little lazy. Not much activities happen. Recently, I had a job. It was I should have videotaped it, but I didn't. Because I had permission from the person who was wanted me to do it for them. So basically, what I was doing is a glow-in-the-dark design. Oh my God, just watching this video while I So yeah, what I was trying to do was like a glow-in-the-dark design, and it was supposed to be basically like the guy's logo. I did a little too big, and it was kind of like that me freestyling, but I think I had like perimeters that I didn't really follow. So that like do it again. So I'm doing it again, but the issue is the issue I have is I had to get the VLR. I purchased it from Heat Press Nation, and haven't used it yet. I have it in the package. So I'm thinking about maybe like a box, like the VLR product, and then me actually using it. But yeah, I could have purchased it on Amazon like I usually do, but some of the stuff that I purchase on Amazon are really big ticket items. And whenever I go to rental locations, they're like small items. I try to use one location as much as possible. Yeah. Anybody who's doing business, I say do the same thing. The reason why is because when you have a location for your shopping point, if you run into issues as far as what this button does, what is lighting? Oh, I can change the lighting. All right. All right. So. So yeah, so you try to use one location as much as possible. All right. Wait, can I flip this? What's that? I can't flip it. Ah, I didn't even know that. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, so all right, so my life's gonna be a little bit more interesting. I wonder if there's more features. Share, okay. All right, so I'm pretty excited. Wow. If you hear me not say much, I'm kind of driving, so I'm putting a lot of focus on the road. And it's really windy just now as I was like driving and stuff. Like the wind just blew. And I drive a small vehicle, so it's like a fit, not a fit. So if the wind blows, automatically I can go with the wind. If, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's go back to yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get a better camera for you guys because lighting sucks. Okay. There's not many people here right now, so I'm just gonna chill and focus a little bit more because there's like these two vehicles right beside each other. That's just they just acting really weird. So if you see black wires, because I'm seeing what they're doing. like, I think it's a van or something, is driving fast lane. There's like at least 20 cars distance in front of it, and it's going super slow. So the car in front of me is literally almost fender to fender next to the vehicle, and I gotta watch out for him because I gave myself at least a 1 car distance. So just in case he brakes too early, smacks into the guy, I can brake, and if I don't have enough time to, you know, brake because it's too sudden, I can just go over to the side pass. So that's what's going on in my head right now. So yeah, so like I was saying, I try to stay in one location, but from time to time, I'll go to different places like Egress Nation, US Cutter, and Pro World. These are the places I really shop. I usually go Pro World I used to go to them for the refill S transfers, but they stopped making those transfers. Now I'm really, I barely go to them except for, I go to them for much. Yeah, the lighting sucks. If this was my other phone, I could like touch certain sections that's dark, and it'll just pop up the lighting. But for some reason, this phone doesn't really work like that. Yep, so that's what's going on. The project that I was doing for the guys, like a glow in the dark. I've been trying to like work on it, but I have to let the VLR settle for a little bit before I try to do anything. And like I didn't think the vinyl was gonna stick to it as much as the other vinyl I had gotten from before. But this one is like, it's really abrasive, so it's a little harder to take out. And as I'm removing the vinyl, or as I'm trying to remove the vinyl, it won't come out. The bag is not leather, it's fabric, so obviously when you put a heat transfer vinyl on fabric, it tends to bond on it for as long as possible, usually during the duration of the life of the fabric. So it's really on there, it's not coming out, and I really gotta do my best to take it out. Hopefully within the coming, like actually no, tonight I can get started on it, because next week I may do a lot of live tutorials if possible, or actually just talking about the shop and what's going on. My life is going to be more focused at home, and they're going to be more at night, because I like the driving and like the vlogging and everything, but I'm still gonna do that. But I want to talk more about people are there at my shop and see what's going on. Because I have a lot of projects that I'm getting ready to do right now. And, all I've been doing is getting the shop ready. So if you haven't seen like much of the shop, what's going on, it's because of that reason. My other issue is like camera angle. My shop, I split it into sections because the other part my wife wants to use it for laundry. So there's a few things I've been doing. I have a lot of machines. I've been figuring out ways to like stack them together, because I can't go sideways, but I can go, no, I can't go vertical sideways, but I can go horizontal up. So that's basically what I've been doing. When you see the shop next time. Hopefully tonight if I do the live. You'll get a chance to see my big machines are together. I have one right now that's still work in progress. It's causing me little issues, and that's the Epson 7800. One of my friends from my from our previous congregation that I continue to be trying my best to watch online. What's been happening is like the printer when I first got it, it turned on, it turned off. It said it needed the maintenance tape. So sometimes the Epson printers and certain parts are missing. So in order for it to not mess up, because it has to run a maintenance check on itself, so it has to like prime all the print heads. Priming, all it means is just the printer is pushing air or liquid out of the print heads to make sure they work. And then it has to go to the cabin station. The cabin station has a little bit of liquid that comes up a little bit, and all that does is it just preps it wets the tip of the print heads. Man, it's really windy. And what that does is it loosens any hard crust or particles that's on the print head that won't allow it to print. So in order for it to do that, it has to release the ink into the waste ink tank. So I'm assuming that's why it's not working, but I don't know where he got it from. It was a broken item, and I was trying my best to put it together, but ran into some issues with it, so I had to stop working on it for like a good year and a half. And now that my wife was like, yo, you can't leave this in storage where it's at, she needs the space, I had to take it out and put it back into the shop and incorporate it. But now technically I have two machines that's down. The Epson 7620. I think tonight I'm gonna try to plug it, you know. But it's been really weird with the shop. If you notice, I have a lot of inactivity is because when I get home, like the current job I have been, like it sucks the hell out of me. Like the things I do at my current job is more like I use a lot of brain power and a lot of like physical power, and what I mean by that is like working in a lab, they're always asking you questions about different tests and how to do it, what's going on. So I have to literally take time and find out about the test, do the research, figure it out, give the answer to the doctor. And then on top of that, you constantly logging in specimens to make sure that all the information is correct. And sometimes there's this thing that they're supposed to do at it's called registration. That's the part, like if you were to go to a hospital, they put all your information, and then there's a button that they'll press that says complete and active. And when specimens usually get to the lab, that part is already complete and we don't have to worry about it. We just find the patient in the computer and then just put in the information for the lab. But sometimes that portion is not done, or there's inaccuracies in it and the computer doesn't want to continue. So we gotta figure a lot on what's going on and then like make sure every end is complete. So I'm just giving you the scenario of one patient. Like I did with like more than 500 specimens like a day, just me personally. And like when I get home, I'm like really tired. And then on top of that, my toddlers, when I wake up, since I work a later shift. I help the wife take care of them. Like, I get like breakfast and stuff ready to help out. And then like she does the rest when I leave work. So I got a lot going on. And it's causing a lot of inactivities. And because of that, I've been really inactive. This is a portion where I'm blaming myself for not actually being active in the business, because I can do a whole lot more. And when I get home, like, that's why I'm trying to do the lives more often, because there's this thing like in the Bible, if you speak it into existence, then it will happen. And if you're actively practicing it while you're speaking it into existence, then eventually whatever you're seeking and you're trying to do is going to actually happen. That's why Christ says if you think of something and you're misbehaving while you're thinking about it, chances are you're sinning. The reason why it's not because at that moment you've already sinned, is because you're actively creating ways for things to happen. So if you flip that, right, because whatever that's good is also can be changed to, whatever that's bad can also be changed to what's good. If you flip that, if I'm constantly talking about the business and I'm actively in the shop, regardless if I just go in the shop and just sit down and start talking to you, what's going to happen is eventually I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Let me check what's going on with my sublimation printer. I'm going to have to do a printhead cleaning, and I could probably explain to you like how that whole process works when it comes to sublimation printing, especially a converted sublimation printer. Like my DTF printer, I may have to do a printhead clean for that one too, so I may actively be talking about it. And while actively talking about it, there may be some activities I want to do as far as like getting some shirts ready, or an idea might pop in my head about like some cool designs I could probably do for the brand. So that's why I'm like actively doing this live, to see if I can like in any way, shape or form, in any way, shape or form, to like actually I don't know how to say it. Be progressive in the shop and in the channel, and also eventually in the business, because the reason that the business exists is to get myself out there, and for those who don't know what I do, so they can see what I do, and for those who are what's the word, I think skeptical about like me actually having a shop, they can see the shop. But again, you can have a $1 million shop, if you're not actively involved in it, it's not going to produce anything. And at the end of the day, like, my whole goal is to make this channel grow, and also create more revenue for me as a side hustle, and eventually a full-on business that's making at least close to 50 to 100K or more. So, the process is taking a little bit, but currently I've just been building. The walls are on, the foundation is there. The only thing that's left is me to put up the sign, open. I've done that, and I'm just waiting. Figuratively speaking, that's me basically saying I'm ready, but I need to be more actively involved in the shop. Like, for example, right, at my current job, they've been supporting me as far as like ordering stuff, but there's this like it's like a small 8 by 11 and a 8.5 by 11.5 poster I put like at the job and stuff. And every time I look at it, it's been there for years, so it's starting to fade a little bit. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have a laminator, and each time I keep thinking like, you know what, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna get the same printout, I'm gonna laminate it, and I'm gonna put it like there so I can get more advertising. But I keep forgetting, and the reason why I forget, again, like I said, like my job like really drains a lot out of me. So by the time I get home, like I have time. I have lots of time, but my body is trying to get used to like me working the 3 to 11 shift again. And part of the reason is because during my ordeal of what happened as far as me like in the separation with my wife and stuff, I changed my shift. Actually, way before that, when I was at the hospital, I had changed my shift to work mornings because I wanted to be more available for the Sabbath and like activities and what's going on as far as like the holy days. And what ended up happening is, well, number one, I fell off, and number two, I changed my shift to mornings. And if changing my shift to mornings, I eventually got used to the morning shift. And then when I think I've talked about it before, which is why you see a lot of those new machines in the shop. I was working at one location, one campus of like my job, and that was at that campus. That's where I originally started. So when I contacted the boss, the manager at that location, they were more than happy for me to come back to that location. And then eventually what started to happen, and the lighting sucks. Let's see. This way. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Come on, dude. Too much of my face though. There we go. Alright. So, anyways, what eventually happened was I went to that location at other campus and I was working and it was fine. And then eventually what happened was they closed that campus because they said there was too little inactivities. And when that happened, I went back to the 3 to 11 shift. I applied for it at the main campus, and part of the reason why I applied for it is because I had a feeling like in the long run, even though they said like they were just going to shut it down for just a little bit and we're all going to go back to the main campus, it was just something about working mornings at a busy location that just, it didn't suit me at all, because like working the evening shift is a lot better for me because sorry, I got a lot of things going through my head right now, so I'm thinking 100 miles an hour now. So at the previous location I was working, right, and this all ties to like why you haven't seen a lot of activity in the shop, and I'm gonna wrap it up with telling you like what's going on, what's going to happen, and a little tidbit of what's happening right now, and eventually I'm gonna just wrap it up. So yeah, when I went to that location, oh sorry, I lost my train of thought. Morning shift. So I didn't want to work morning shift at the current location I'm in because it's a busier location. It's like the headquarters in a way. And the problem with working mornings at a place that's busy is you have to wake up early in the morning. So, yeah, so if I had decided to work morning over there, there's a high chance I'd be waking up a lot later for work. So I'd be a lot later for work. And you know, when you work mornings, you have to be there on time because you're opening up everything, especially like in a lab. So my decision was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to evening if I'm gonna work at this location. The reason why is because at least I have a chance to digress, get myself together, and then go to work. Like, and it works out really great because currently my wife doesn't work, and I get to hang out with her instead of working mornings, getting home and just dealing with the kids, screaming, yelling, and then trying to discipline them, and then man, come on, I'm like 40 on a 60. Some people are crazy, man. Like, this guy is a working vehicle and he decides to get on the fast lane. He's driving like at least 45, 40. Slowing down, like, dude, you don't belong on this lane. Why you even got on it? Oh, I need to start leaving earlier for work. You know, it's you know, let me keep on top. Yeah, so anyways, so that's the reason why I didn't want to work in the morning, because I'm already tired and fatigued. So can you imagine I'm working mornings in a place like that? I leave, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, and then to get home, it takes me about, like, the shift I work, it takes me maybe 35 to 40 minutes to get from my house to my destination at work. Right? And like, if I was to work mornings, because of traffic and everything, I ain't got time. If I was to work mornings with traffic and everything, it would take me like a really long time to get from my house to work. Like, last time I worked mornings and I was like trying to help out at the main location, the headquarters where I am right now, I had to leave my house at 5 a.m. to get to work by 7. Right? So I'd leave at 5 a.m. and I'd get to work like around, let's say 6:20, 6:30 or something like that. But then I just wait around, having gone through all this traffic, stop and go, and then finally somebody opens the road and then drives fast enough that I can actually get to the destination I need to. You know? Like, it's that right there is tiring on the body and the brain, because I have to constantly focus on the driver and make sure I know what's going on, and to make sure I'm aware of what they're doing. And then my foot is constant brake, gas. I drive a stick shift, so I'm clutching, braking, gas. All those things are happening, and you know, it's, in my opinion, it's tiring, you know. So on top of that, like, I gotta do the same thing again when I'm going home. But when I'm going home, it's even crazier because sometimes it may take like at least hour 45, hour 50, depending on if there's no accident. And then like people are like, it's a stop and go situation. And you know, that day, like, I don't know, I didn't like it, so I prefer to actually work in the evening because even if I'm tired, like right now, I'm just cruising, you know. Sure, earlier, like there was some vehicles that were like going really slow because they were just being assholes and not getting on the lane that they're supposed to because there's nobody on the road really, so they think like, you know, they can just cruise. But there's people behind them. There's nobody in front of them, but there's people behind them. Like, yo, dude, come on, man. So, but once you get through that one vehicle, it's like you're just cruising, you know. And that's the part I like about being in the evening shift, having that availability of seeing just straight road and not so many vehicles, and not worrying about stopping except for like maybe like police or whatever. Yeah, so that's why I shift over to second shift. But at the same time, what happens, because since it's dark already, my body from working morning shift and being conditioned to like, okay, cool, it's dark time, it's time for me to go to bed. Like since it's already dark and I'm already working a strenuous job, like I'm already getting tired. By the time I leave the job, like I'm like extremely fatigued, and I'm trying to drive home. Like that right there is like an effort. By the time I get home, thank God there's nobody wait. I gotta make a little bit of like a meal for myself so I can relax. And it's that relaxation part that causes the problem because now my body goes, yeah, I'm relaxed, and it's nighttime. You know what? Eyes shut down, body just going like repair mode. In case you don't know, when you go to bed and your body like goes to REM sleep, it starts repairing itself. And what happens is like if you eat a lot, whatever, you get a lot of blood that rushes to your like stomach, and a lot of times, like if you eat, most of the food you eat doesn't really get digested into energy because your body is on hover mode, so it's not using any energy. So if you eat, it just says, oh, well, he's not gonna be doing anything with this fat. He's asleep, or she's asleep. So what happens is it just stores your fat, which is basically energy that you have ready to go for the day. And a lot of times, like when we eat too much, you got too much energy, too much fat, and it ends up being a bad thing because that fat turns into just fat. Doesn't do anything. Just straight oil in your body, just sitting there. But anyways, so yeah, because of that, like I've been getting like really tired, and before, when I first started the channel, my body was used to all that, like working that late shift, because that's what I've been doing. Like that was the beginning when I first started the channel, and I had gotten conditioned to it. I was doing it for 10 years straight, and my body was like, yeah, no problem. You know, I rest during the, like around 3, 4, sometimes 5 a.m. Wake up, relax. I'd bring the kids to school, come back, and just continue my daily activities of like fixing certain equipments in the shop, maintenance, and I already said that. Just like doing activities to help progress the channel. That's what I was doing in the beginning. It was no problem. It felt natural, just waking up, going to the shop. But now, like, my toddler's a little bit older, and like I put a little bit more time into them, and then on top of that, I'm trying to rekindle a relationship with my wife, with us reconciling. So I'm more like actively hanging out with her, and then it's like before I know it, it's time to go to work, and then here we are with the live, um, with me driving and talking about it. And like I said, talking about it in a way is kind of therapeutic because now, as I'm saying it to you, the viewers of what's going on with the shop in the channel, I'm actively analyzing like what can I do to make things better by just saying it. And yeah, but basically what I need to do is just change my activities and stuff. Like there's these guys at work that they always leave exactly on time. And what I've been noticing is like by leaving exactly on time, instead of like hanging out and like, chatting it up with the next shift that's coming on, I've been like able to get home a little bit earlier. And with getting home a little bit earlier, what I've been doing is just like I get home, I just sit down, like, I take off my shoes, sometimes I sit on the stairs, take off my shoes, or sit at the table, whatever. And I've been noticing like that's been really helping me as far as like calming down, because when you work a job that's really strenuous on your mind and your body, what tends to happen is you need like a brief break to, in a way, it's like, I don't know if you ever see like I don't know how to describe it, but have been in the army, like when you're doing like activities, like when you're doing an active I don't know, I just say active drill, and you're going hard and you're doing all these activities, what they tend to do is like when everything is over, there's a moment where they give you a debriefing period where you're still actively involved in what's going on, but you're sitting back and you're relaxing your mind and your body to get back to like being back at rest with your body, but at the same time you're analyzing the situation, what's going on. And then man, if you don't I'm sorry, I was uncalled for, but this vehicle in front of me, like it's green light, they're taking a turn, there's no car absolutely in front of them, and they decide to just slow down, pause on the turn, and then turn. Like, who does that? And like, it's not like I'm driving automatic, I can just go, brake and then gas. I have to clutch, brake, switch gears, and then determine on what this person is doing, either go back to first gear completely at a full stop or stay on second gear. Like, come on, people. It's weird. Whenever you're running late for work, activities happen that makes you even later. I don't know why. Like, like you're 1 minute off, and if that one vehicle that's in front of you just make a turn, you have a straight path to just being on time and not have to worry about anything. But what happens is a bus gets in front of you, then another vehicle gets in front of the bus, slows down, and then somebody decides to cross the street. That's what I'm going through right now. And then out of nowhere, it's a red light, and then everything's completely stopped. It's like, come on, people. Like, but anyways. But you know what's funny about me? Like, when things like that, activities like that happen, I notice there's a shift in, how can I say it? There's going to be a shift in my activities in the business and my progress in life. And sometimes, like, whenever you see religious people use words like the enemy stopped my progress. In reality, what it's basically saying is there's good things that's about to happen to me. So in order for those good things to happen, something bad has to take place. And when that thing that's bad is done, then I'm going to see a lot of activity as far as goods that's happening, good things that's happening to me. That's basically all it is. All right, in case you didn't know. All right. So, yeah. Oh, I realized what's happening this week. This week, I'm automatically put in for OT. So, OT would be like, there's this thing I want to pay off that I'm able to do so with the OT. Okay, so I guess it makes sense why this week's not really favored for me. Like I said, whenever good things are happening to you, bad things always happen first. In life, as some people call it bad karma, but in the scriptures, God says, I chasten whom I love. Basically, he gives you hard times to see how you're gonna do. And as you go through the hard times and things are getting better, eventually you get rewarded for actually hanging on and, you know. But anyways, so yeah, that's what's been happening. I've been getting tired when I get to work. I know what you're saying. You have the t-shirt business, you have all the equipment. Why don't you decide to just leave the 9 to 5, focus more on the channel, focus more on the biz, and get things going. It's different for me because, number one, I'm a male. I don't care what anybody say. As a male, like, I have to produce profit. I have to work. I have to make sure things are happening that my family has a sense of security. Now, if I go into the realm of I'm just gonna start this business and I'm not properly prepared, things goes a bust, nobody's gonna be like, oh man, at least you tried. I'm gonna be looked at as, oh damn, you suck, dude. You're not producing for the family, you're not progressing, and like you're bump. So I follow Rich Dad Poor Dad's plan, which is basically keep your day job, keep working at your business, whether it's a side hustle or business. And as it starts to make profit, give it about 6 months, see if you can raise at least 3 times the revenue of what you would make on your normal job. And then if it's a consistent thing, the reason why you want 3 times worth of revenue is because if you can save $6 months worth of paycheck in your bank account and save what you would make at your normal job, and save another 6 months, that's a year worth of revenue that you can save as your backup. And then the third you have available, you can use for your business towards paying yourself and paying employees. So now you have backup money and you have money for your employees, money for yourself. And now you can actively consider yourself as not really needing your 9 to 5 because now you're financially stable. But if you can't make 3 times the amount of what you make in your normal job, don't even think about it. If this is a passion of yours and you really want to go for it, then do so. But prepare for the hurdles that's coming. All right. In the long run, there's always ways this is not my day, man. Man, it's like Satan has a he's late button. Let me just cause havoc. Like I said, I was talking the real and also in the spiritual. So that was in the spiritual. And the real is this. Whenever you're running late, things always happen. That causes you to be even later. Oh man. Hey, that's life. Whatever you do, don't get angry. Just be happy, because sometimes in rushing to get somewhere, just by the enemy putting a block in front of you, that block may actually be something to help you. And the reason why I say it like that is because, let's say if I was just like rushing, trying to get to work, and oh my God, somebody just cut me, I'm gonna cut them too. Oh wait, somebody's crossing the street, all of a sudden I hit somebody, you know? And then like, there you go, my life's over. Oh yeah. But yeah, I was supposed to tell you what's going on as far as the shopping stuff. So whew, it's 52 minutes, damn. Today was no joke, man. Oh, holy moly. This life really sucks today. But the fact that I got it done, this is good news, because I got to talk about some things I wanted to do. But yeah, like I said, I've been talking about it, and I'm going to keep talking about it to get myself to actually actively do it. Which is like, as soon as I get home, just do a live, man. Like, that's my goal. I'm trying to get my wife ready for it, because I want to spend time with her during the day, and during the night I want to leave it for the business. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that I could be doing, that I could be getting ready, with like the amount of time I have. You know, like, for example, 1 hour during the night while the kids are not up, nobody's up, it's like 2 to 3 hours, because I can think without having to worry about, oh, did the kids do something, or does my wife need something? Like, that alone
press the button and take the parking ticket.
means a whole lot.
Please take the parking ticket. Please enter following the guidance.
Ooh, that's tight. That's why I love you, Jesus. Whew. So guys, remember what I said, when Satan gives you let's say lemons, the Lord's getting you to make lemonade, because he's providing the water. Oh man, I was complaining about being late. What time is it? Woo-wee! I'm right on time. You know why? So, ooh, I gotta cover my name. Spiritually, Satan's causing all these havocs, like, alright, get angry, be upset, curse God, don't be happy. But I did lose it a little bit, but by calming down a little bit, the Lord was able to be like, all right, cool. You know, what you don't know is this. You may be running a little late, but there's vehicles leaving their parking spots. So as you get to work, you're going to get right into your spot that you want, and you're going to have at least a good 7 minutes to go upstairs. That takes 1 minute. So yeah, I'm good. I can actually tell you a little bit more. So yeah, so currently I have all the equipment I need. My sublimation machine, the 7620, I think it's down. I don't know what's happening with it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I may try tonight to see if it works, but that's it. Also, I'm gonna try to do a live tonight, and the whole reason, like I said, I want to hold myself accountable, just like I'm actively doing lives on YouTube. Like, it's been paying off. I just got paid on YouTube today. I looked at my account and I was freaking excited, man. And I'm like, you know what? I need to do more. So with that said, this is Levi Apparel. Like and subscribe. Peace.